Okay, so these 4 frames that we got here, we've assembled them and got them as close to perfect as possible. We've grinded down all of our welds and sanded them down and polished them up and made them look really nice. The only thing that we have left to do is the finish. So we're going to do an oil quench on these 4 frames right here. And in order to do that, we're going to heat up the steel to a high temp, and then we're gonna quench them in linseed oil. We're going to use a turkey fryer right here, and there's my bucket of linseed oil. Okay, so here we go. I got the turkey fryer going good, and I'm going to start with my first frame. Well, basically what you want to do is, depending on the finish that you want, the hotter you get it. If you want just a completely blacked out, solid black frame, you just get it cherry red and then you quench the oil. I try to do different things with playing with the different colors that you'll get. I try to pay attention to what color I'm getting as it's in the flame. I look for like slight hints of blue and purple in the steel, and when I feel like I got a good look to it, that's when I'll quench it. So I'm just about there. I think I'm going to put that in right about now. Now, obviously, the hotter you get it, you get a lot more bubbles. I've put frames in the oil and had the oil literally catch on fire. But for this particular one right here, I'm trying to get a cool kind of marbleized finish to it. And there's the finish. If you notice down close to the vise, you get a little bit of a hint of blue and a little bit of a reddish tone. It didn't really get as much on the round side pleat that I wanted, but it still looks pretty cool. I'm going to clean that up really nice and put it together and see how it looks. Okay, here we go, number 2. This one here was made out of a wrench I found. I don't even know where I found it, but it said Mercedes-Benz on the side. I thought it might work out to be a pretty cool side pleat. I think this one here I'm just going to get cherry red, make the whole thing evenly black throughout. Try not to get any of the colorations that I get on some of the other ones. So I'm just going to bury it in the heat, get it right down low, let that get hot as possible. I think I need a better system than a coat hanger, but it's worked so far. Until I think of something else, I'll stick with this. Now, if it was dark out, when I pulled the frame out of the fire, you'd see a nice cherry red glow. But it's the middle of the day right now, so you're not really going to see much of that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this time we got a lot more smoke. Obviously the steel was a lot hotter. Still no flames though. I mean, with these Frankensteins that I build out of tools or whatever, the whole idea is a rough and, cool looking machine. I'm not really going for perfection with some of my other stuff. I'm going for, just a cool look. So, however they come out, usually I'm pretty happy. Here we go, number 3. This one's kind of cool. I like this one. It says Buffalo, New York on the side. The little monkey wrench I found laying around, all rusted up. Didn't work. It was just so bad. I just put it through the sandblaster and brought it back to new. Cut it down, made a Jonesy type frame out of it. Now this one, I've never actually done a side plate with this steel that thick, so I don't really know how well this one's going to take the quenching. It's going to take a lot of heat to get that side plate hot, so we're just gonna roast it for a while, get it as hot as possible, and see what happens. Now if you look closely, you're starting to get some of that blueness and the other colors that I was talking about on the thinner pieces of steel on the bottom, which I really do like a lot. I've been able to really nail that on a couple of the hunter frames that I've done. But this one is kind of uncharted waters. I have no idea how that thick metal is going to glue. But we'll see. I try to clean these off as much as possible prior to heating them. I find that even something as minute as a fingerprint can kind of change how the colors change. So, you know, a little bath in some denatured alcohol or mineral spirits, something like that, wipe them down really good. Try to get them as clean as possible, and you get more of a consistency to them. A lot of what I do, I've just kind of learned myself, so someone out there that does a lot of oil quenching may say that what I'm doing is wrong, but it's what I've learned, it's what works for me. So, you know, I'm just going with it. I'm always trying new things. I've tried many different oils. I've tried water quenching. I find that the linseed oil works the best for me. Motor oil, I've tried. I didn't love the finish on that. The linseed seems to work out the best for me, so I'm sticking with that until I try something else. As you heat these frames, sometimes the imperfections in your grinds and welds and sanding and whatnot tend to come out more. You tend to see them as you're cooking it. But, you know, that all adds to the uniqueness of the frames, I think. So I like this one a lot. This is going to be a cool one. I don't know if I'm going to sell this one. I might have to use this one. I'm giving this one more time just because that steel on the side plate, the monkey wrench, was just that much thicker. So I'm really trying to get it nice and hot. We might see some flames in the oil on this one. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's going to be pretty black. I think we really got it into the thick metal of the side plate. Yeah, that one worked out pretty nice, pretty consistent everywhere. That's going to be an awesome machine. Okay, this one here was just a rebuild for a friend of mine. When he gave me this machine, the vise was busted and it had a thick coat of green powder coating on it, I think. So I just sanded it all down, welded it to one of my L frames, and I'm going to quench it right now. This one here, the side plate steel is so thin, I'm really going to get the opportunity to do some bluing to it. So I'm going to really pay attention to this one, watch it in the fire, and try to get some really cool color patterns in the side plate. Let's see what we can do. Try to focus on that side plate, and you'll see where the metal's the thinnest, how it'll start changing slowly, and it kind of just like seeps into the harder stuff. I'm starting to see a little bit of blueness about an inch down from the hole on the top. Really starting to go now. Top's getting really blue right near where the top vise would be. I'd like to try to get the back to do the same thing, but I think that's pretty cool right about there. We're going to lock that in right there. Yeah, see, no smoke, no bubbles, basically. We didn't really get that one too hot, but look at that cool finish that we got on there. That's going to be pretty wild. Get a whole rainbow effect. Okay, there's that last one. That is so pretty. We've got some really cool color patterns going on there. That's going to be a great machine. There's our Mercedes. And the Buffalo. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go build these. Alright, so that's about it. That's how I do oil quenching on my custom frames. Check out my website. It's brassmonkeyfab.com, or you can also email me if you have any questions or any comments or anything like that. It's southpawjb@comcast.net. All right, cool. Have a good one. Bye.